Welcome back. We are going to discuss chapter 2, give brief summaries of what the chapter is about, and I hope you do enjoy the video, and thank you for being here. So the chapter 2, the title is The Conscious and Subconscious Mind. So this chapter is actually just sharing the relationship which in the mystery schools, traditionally speaking, is seen as the relationship between the husband and the wife. The husband in this case is seen as the conscious mind, and the wife is seen as the subconscious mind. The husband is the voluntary part of the brain, because that's where you're making your decisions, that's where you make your choices on what you would sort of, even if it's unconscious, you would want to program yourself with. So this is also obviously followed by your behavior and your routine, what you do every day, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about the world, and what you keep telling yourself, whether it's positive or negative. Then the subconscious mind is the involuntary part of the brain. So this is where now anything you wish to happen for you, by you, through your actions and behavior, is manifested, is made manifest, is brought into the physical world by your subconscious mind. The wife, which in her receptive powers takes your wishes as commands. However, you cannot forcefully command her to do your bidding. She only takes as commands that which you deem through your belief system and emotional charge, what you deem as truth in the moment of everyday life. That means you can continue going for telling yourself that you're successful every day. I'm successful. But until you believe you are successful, you telling yourself every day over and over again won't have a meaningful impact on your subconscious mind and its programming rather. Therefore, what you want to do, if you want to affect change in your subconscious mind, change the habits, because this is the habitual brain, you need to follow through with emotional charge. Hence the saying or the quote, what you think in your mind, believe in your heart, it shall come to pass. Because the mind consciously choosing what behavior and what it is that you want, and supporting it with emotions, belief, trust that this is who I am and I want to become this successful individual, then the subconscious mind accepts it willingly. That, okay, this is the new programming now. This is how we're going to do things now. And it supports that belief system with actions and corresponding interactions from the world of what you already believe within yourself about yourself. The attraction. So this relationship also is very important because is largely right now affected by a variety of things. How the world is going on, or is ran politically, geopolitics, economy. So because the world runs in this fear tactic, keep people in fear so that they may obey and keep the status quo running. This fear is something that we are used to. It's something that has been drummed down to us for so long that it became a modus operandi for us to survive. Therefore, when we see the news regurgitating all of this fear-mongering, it's happening, this is what's happening, wars, imminent threats, all those things, we close down and go back to that survival protective mode of fear. Oh, this is happening, I have to protect myself. And then this fear itself, because we believe it, we believe what the media is saying, we believe what these leaders are doing, we believe whatever that's happening. And then that becomes now the template of our belief systems in the subconscious mind. Then when someone, or when one day you feel like I need to make a change within myself, you are now dealing not only with just habits and belief systems that you can rewire your brain quickly and then get out of. It's the fear that keeps holding on, because you need to now work hard to convince yourself that what's happening within you, which is obviously also mirrored by what's happening outside of yourself, is not your truth. And that may be difficult for you to come to, because now you are trying to deny your senses what they see, feel, touch, taste, all of that as untrue. And that's again the fight against the ego, because that's how the ego gets its information, through the five sensory perception, the left brain mechanism. And so when you are fighting against that, it becomes difficult for you to actually come out in an instant, snap of your finger, and be whatever that you are. Hence, most of us end up only wanting to be successful, happy, and all of that. We don't want to do, or we don't want anything to do with the work that comes with being successful, happy. We don't want the misery. We don't want the hard work. We don't want the sleepless nights. We don't want the sweat, the pain, the tears, all of that stuff. We just want to be happy. Who can blame us? But in that pursuit of happiness, we have already been socialized and programmed to externalize it to other things, the material parts of the world, because we have been also taught that the world is just physical. There's nothing to it. This is what you see, it's what you get. And so obviously, even the schools, sciences, or say classical science, your Isaac Newton and stuff, they saw the world as physical. Nothing to it. Cause and effect, all of that stuff. And what came after them, the psychologists, your Sigmund Freud and others, your Friedrich Nietzsche, Stephen Hawking and others, they saw the same thing, that there's no point here. It's just physical. And therefore, the pursuit of happiness by us then seems something that is plausible. Because if I can buy myself something, maybe feel better. If I can stuff myself with things, maybe I will be happy. If I can get that job, maybe I will be happy. Maybe if I buy that car, house, or have these so many zeros in my bank account, I'll be happy. And when we do get those things, we feel the adrenaline rush and other parts of release of the brain, oxytocins or whatever, because we have reached the goal. We have reached the destination, and then we find out it's not what I thought it was. I'm still not happy. The hole inside is not yet filled. So then happiness becomes an inside job. And people hate that, because why should it be an inside job? Why should I face myself and deal with all of the, let's say, nasty things I've done in this life to other people, to myself? Why should I face that? Why should I face myself in the mirror and deal with me if I can just wear a different mask every day and go on with my life and act as if things are okay? Maybe I'll be fine. Then we find out that we are not really fine, with the rise of mental illness, the rise of suicides, because we are avoiding the self, we're avoiding the inner work, we're avoiding the hurt. Because if I prolong it a bit more, I talk about someone else, I blame it on someone else, I trash their name, I smear their name, I completely derail other people's focus on that person and blame them for my problems, maybe I don't have to deal with the hurt, which is the truth, that I need to deal with me. I need to deal with my own triggers, and therefore dealing with the programming. And that's probably the first part of the layer of the programming, because the programming is layered and it's deep. It has its own levels, culturally, religiously, politically, economically, socially, personally. So all of these layers need to be dealt with in order for the mind itself to be what you want it to be, to program yourself and to think the thoughts you want to think. Thoughts are not what you manufacture in your head also. Thoughts are like a stream. Between riverbanks. Because this is an electromagnetic field within the larger field. And in this bandwidth, there's thoughts, how other people are feeling, the universe and everything. And based on how we feel, think, in truth, about ourselves and everything else, that's the thoughts that come to this antenna. And then we project what we have accepted, because these thoughts are coming and going. Then we make up our world as we see fit. So we have to realize the power that we have within us, even though it's not easy to regain it after we have externalized it, given it to the powers that be, the system, the matrix, the politicians, the religious clergy. So all of that needs to be acknowledged for you to gain the strength, the will, and the courage to take action on what you care about, which has to begin with you, yourself. Then it's easier then to project what you want, how you see the world, and your actions and behavior become synchronized in this meaningful way you want to be and how you want to impact the world and interact also with fellow humans. I hope this long and explanation, which I thought was going to be short, gives you an idea of what we're really dealing with here. And I just want to say the book is available on Amazon, and the way I've decided to write it, the style I used to write the book, is in contradiction to probably how I want it to be received. And I did that on purpose. So the way I wrote the book, it's sort of in a way that it's sort of like trying fact-finding or proving facts and truth, while in fact I believe the book is not saying anything, or it's actually not trying to convince you of any truths or facts. The book is just a finger pointing, and this finger is pointing back at you, at me, nothing else. And so there is no one, as I've always said in my other videos, if you are returning here and as someone who always watches my videos, no one in this world can tell you the truth about yourself. Only you can know that. And therefore, the book is not a template, nor is it a truth for your journey and your personal journey and whatsoever. It is just a perspective from this vantage point. And if in that perspective there's something, tools that you can use for your own journey, please use them. However, the book itself is not the truth. And I wanted just to say that. And if you are interested in buying the book is available on Amazon. It's available on the two formats, either an ebook or a print or paperback format. So you can get your book and start reading, and maybe there's something that you might like. And I would appreciate if you leave a review also on the Amazon website after you've done buying the book and reading it for a few chapters, and just leave a review of what you think about the book. And please like, share and subscribe and follow me. And thank you, and bye for now. I'll see you on chapter 3.